Let's see what this is. The music industry finally folded to J. Cole. Let's see what this means. I don't know what
The
this
narrative
means.
around J. Cole hasn't been that great. About 2 years back, after he stepped away from the Drake and Kendrick beef, a lot of people in the industry basically wrote him off of any conversation that would lead anyone to believe he actually has a good discography.
The last few years before the fall off, he was talking that talk. He was talking like he wanted war. When war came, he decided he didn't want to smoke, which I respect. I have no problem with him backing out the rap battle, but you can't still act like you competing to be the #1 guy when you had a chance to directly engage. That is true. And you said, nah.
It felt like they were just waiting for his long-awaited album so they could officially say he was past his prime and downplay his influence. So when the project finally dropped last month, the critics went to work immediately. We saw some of the lowest scores his career has ever seen, with massive platforms and major podcasts trying to convince everyone that Cole had lost his touch. Just to mention a few of the reactions that album got from the industry, Pitchfork came out with a 5.3 rating, and they basically called this album...
They give like random ass albums like 8s and 9s, just random shit, but then like actual good shit, they don't give a good score.
Which was greatly anticipated, average at best, and they kept saying Cole was stuck in his own head and acted like his technical skill was actually a boring weakness. Then after that, we have The Guardian giving it a 3 out of 5 stars. They called the whole thing a self-obsessed history lesson, and it felt like they were just mad that Cole wanted to talk about his legacy instead of giving them the gossip and drama they wanted. These big platforms weren't even reviewing the music for what it was. They were just punishing him for staying out of the mess from 2 years ago and wanted nothing to do with him.
This album is like,
don't piss me off.
It's like when the girl make you wait like 8 summers to give you some.
I knew he was gonna piss me off.
And then like it stink a little bit, but like it's not bad. It's not like you got just a little like you still hit. I'm still gonna hit.
And it was some fire, but it just had
But
a
it's just like
fun.
got a little scent to it though.
It sounds like
she
the
might need to
concept
stop
I love
eating
her
too much
again.
red meat. Like she got too much red meat on her diet.
But the real slap in the face was on the podcast and the live streams. This is where it got a bit intense, as the Joe Budden podcast was one of them to give their response before the album even had a week to settle. They were already calling it very boring, and Joe and his crew acted like listening to a J. Cole project was a chore.
This album like reinforced the critiques that I had about him. This one was very boring to me. This feels like regression.
Oh, wow.
They focused on certain tracks and claimed they had no importance, completely missing what Cole was actually building. DJ Academics also had some serious things to say, as right before the album dropped, he was on his stream calling the music sleeping material and strongly rejected it. It felt like the entire media was in a race to see who could call him mid the fastest. They wanted to convince everyone that the big 3 was now just a big 2, and that Cole was the odd man out.
Yo, this is jokes, man. I'm not listening to this bullshit, man. Yo, Cole gotta cut it out. Yo, Cole, this better not be the final version. Yo, Cole, your whole career is called. Yo, it's still not too late to delete this shit too. Like, you a vegan rapper, bro. Just be over there and rap about asparagus. Like, we want to hear the bars about asparagus. Let's see what you can rhyme with that. Carrots, broccoli.
While the critics were waiting for Cole to come to their shows and defend himself, he did the exact opposite. He basically went ghost on the entire media, and he made it clear that he wasn't doing any traditional interviews for at least a month. And even when he does decide to talk, he's only going to sit down with the people he actually thinks are worthy of his time. It was a huge reality check for the platforms that thought they could control his rollout. After that, he started posting these videos of him in his 2002 Honda Civic, the same one he's had since the beginning of his career, and started the trunk sale tour. There are videos all over social media of him just pulling up to random spots in Silver Spring in North Carolina, opening his trunk, and selling physical CDs to fans like it was 2007 again. He even had a new speaker system put in the car just so he could drive around with random people he met on the street and listen to the new tracks together. Even here, people had problems with how he was doing that, saying it was a bit performative.
Yeah, so many people on TikTok and all that shit, bro. Everybody's saying he's so performative. And some people, they don't know that this was the car that he had. Like, they really thought he went and bought out a fucking old car and was like just giving shit. But hey, I mean, I could see why you might think that. Yeah, I understand why everybody's mad at him. I get it, bro. It is a little upsetting to see that, like, he kind of folded and was just like, he backed out his claims, and it's just like, bro, why would you do that, bro? Like, it's the same thing. It's like me saying I'm the best fucking Fortnite player there ever was, and somebody want to 1v1 me, I'm just like, nah, I'm straight. Or the best boxer, the best, oh yeah, I'm fucking better than you at basketball. We go ISO, and you fucking, I'm like, nah, never mind, I don't want to do no more. Like, it just don't look right, bro.
Driving around everywhere to promote the album, you know, I called it a little bit, you know, performative, and people are like, no, he's not, he's just real. Like, bro, this is a guy worth like hundreds of millions of dollars. He's driving around in a car that is seemingly unreliable. I don't even know the shit got airbags. Like, come on, bro. You're being performative if you're worth hundreds of millions of dollars and you could just get a tour bus to go around and go meet people, and you're trying to drive around a Civic.
But the proof that the industry was wrong showed up in the numbers. Despite all the talk about the album being boring or mid, The Fall Off still debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200. It moved around 300,000 units in its first week, which is a massive number for a rap album in 2026. The mid-labels didn't stop the fans from buying in, and it proved that what the critics think doesn't actually match what the people are doing. Now that the numbers are out and the dust has finally settled, the same people who were leading the hate train are suddenly trying to go back to praising him. It's actually kind of wild to watch how fast the industry is folding now that they realize their boring narrative didn't work. The biggest example of this has to be Joe Budden. Just a few weeks ago, he was calling the album not good enough and acting like Cole was a fallen artist. But now, Joe actually went on his podcast and admitted that he regretted what he said about the album when it first released. He basically came out and said he was wrong for dismissing the music so quickly.
We heard from J. Cole. J. Cole says he's going to be hitting the interview run soon. He's going to pick a few people that are near and dear to his heart and go to their platform and allow them to speak to him and tell his story. Well, sorry, you guys.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I put the cart before the horse on some of those reviews.
Put the Civic before the horse.
I'm sad to announce this probably won't be one of the places that J. Cole visits. But we love him still.
But the fans aren't buying the sudden change of heart. As soon as rumors started floating around that Cole might...
Yeah, I think that clip is out of context. I don't know if he changed his opinion on that. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what he meant by that.
Actually sit down for an interview with some of these platforms, Twitter went crazy and people started posting how they strongly disagree with J. Cole even giving these podcasts the time of day after how they treated him. One person tweeted, "If this was the only media outlet in the world, I wouldn't even want Cole there. They care about everything except the music." Another fan was even more direct, saying, "Absolutely not. He is one of the people J. Cole talked about on that tape. Engagement baiting and ruining hip-hop discourse." It's clear that the audience remembers the disrespect even if the podcasters are trying to forget it. Like one comment put it perfectly, "This guy was talking so much stuff, but now wants an interview." It just shows that the industry only wants to be your friend when they can't bring you down. This whole situation proves how out of touch the media really is. For weeks, the industry tried to paint J. Cole as a falling star, using low scores and viral clips to push him out of the conversation. They wanted us to believe that if you aren't feeding into the drama, your music doesn't matter. But while the critics were talking to each other, Cole was actually talking to the culture. Cole basically gave the rap game a new blueprint. You don't have to bow down to big podcasts or beg for a good score. If the music is solid and the connection with the fans is real, the industry's opinion is just noise. The fact that the same people who trashed him are now trying to get an interview proves he won. He stayed quiet, stayed true to himself, and in the end, the industry was the one that folded. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I'm covering everything happening with the big three and the rest of the game, so stay tuned for the next one.
We gotta watch this, bro.